If you want to see how I did on my budget in February and what I'm planning to do in March, keep watching. Hey there, thanks for watching. I am here to do my February budget wrap up and my March budget preview. I had planned to do a screen share, but I had an early appointment this morning at like 7:30 and I had planned to wake up and film my video before that appointment, and that just didn't happen. So here we are. I just wanted to get it out on the first of the month because I think it's super important to stay accountable in a reasonable time frame, which for me would be right now on the 1st. So I will give you a quick wrap up. I have everything written down here. Rather than sharing my screen, I will go through the categories where I either spent over or above, or over or under what I had planned significantly. So I'll start with my fixed costs. Housing was the same. Utilities for the month of February was kind of a big hit, and so I'd planned $249 and I actually came in at $510, which was a hit. And the reason this happened was because I had it had to do with like the billing cycle, and so I was seeing 2 months together in the portal rather than just one. So it was a previous month that had carried over because it hadn't been billed correctly, my own fault. My goal is to have all the utilities on auto debit. Right now I only have 2, and the electric, which is the big one, and I'm on a monthly, they call it like a divided use plan, where they take what you spent last year and they even it out to like a level billing. So it doesn't go up seasonally, but I do have to pay it. So again, that was an overspend, and it has to do with the way that the amount is debited. Everything else stayed the same. Phone, savings, tithe, gym, and my loan payments were all the same for February. As part of the Money Mustache case study review, I had committed to looking into a cheaper phone because right now I pay about $49 for Virgin Mobile, which is a month-to-month payment rather than a big carrier contract. And I just to do that. I've heard good things about Mint Mobile, so if you know anything about Mint Mobile phone carrier, please let me know, because I'm looking into cutting that down from 15 to, if I could do 20 a month, that'd be great. So those are my fixed costs for the month of February. Moving on to variable categories, and that would be gas, groceries, personal care, transportation, food out, and my personal money. So in the area of gas, I actually did really well. I had budgeted $160 and I only spent $75, which is great. And I attribute that to just being more conscious about my mileage. I'm not someone that likes to drive, but apparently I drive a lot. Again, this came out of the Money Mustache case study review. They were like, oh, where are you driving? And it's not healthy to be in the car. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I made strides to cut that down, and it actually worked. I came in under 100 for this month. So plus there. Groceries as well, I was a lot more conscious about what I spent, so I was able to do it at $154. I had budgeted $175, so that was savings there. For personal care, I spent nothing. I did not spend any money on personal care in the month of February. That's not sustainable long term, but I am cutting down greatly. So that again came out of the Money Mustache case study. So as a positive to really reassess my personal care spending, that will change in March. Will adjust in March a bit. Transportation, I had planned to set aside 100 and I spent 35 on my Easy Pass. Food out, I had allocated 75 and I only spent 46. Again, wonderful. And then for my personal money, I had allocated, which is like spending money, I'd allocated 120 and I spent nothing. So really, all in all, February was a great budget month as far as budgeted categories. Now, there is on my budget a section called MISC, meaning things that come up during the month that either hadn't been planned for or I decide to do. And on these categories, I kind of had to adjust on the fly, and there were 2 items that came up this month, and I should have known about the first one. That was tax prep. It cost about $84. And the second one was talk therapy, and that was critical and fabulous. Just kind of in dealing with overall life, with a lot of transitions that are happening with me right now. I have a therapist that I've been working with for about 14 years. She's amazing. And I'm really, really fortunate to have someone that knows me, knows my history, knows the way I think, knows the way that I react, and she's really, really helping me work through a lot. So she's $100 an appointment and worth every single penny. So that was budgeted in kind of in month. So moving on to March. For the most part, this is going to be a copy and paste. I know there are 3 additional days in the month. So that will be affecting that will affect the areas of gas and groceries, namely, and possibly transportation. So those are the categories that I'm looking into sort of adjusting. For groceries, I think I'm going to go for 200, and if I can come in under, that would be great. New location, talking about the areas of groceries and gas and additional spending for the month of March. So I think for gas, I'm going to go with 120 a month, and then for groceries, I'm going to go with 200, because this is something I've learned, especially if you're going through a tough time, that eating well and really staying on top of your nutrition, eating fresh fruits and eating eating things that are going to support you from sort of a holistic nutritional standpoint, really helps tremendously in improving your outlook. I've found that personally. Something that my mom and I have started doing is buying more fresh vegetables. She's really great. She'll go to like Costco or like a farmer's market on the weekends, and she'll bring back like armloads of stuff. And I like sometimes give her a hard time because it's expensive. It's not cheap, but at the same time, it helps you feel good. And that's, if you're going through a tough time, the number one most important thing is to keep your outlook positive and to really take care of yourself. So that is why I am raising sort of giving those two categories healthy allocation for the month of March. There will be some additional spending, and I have those in the category, miscellaneous category, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 things that are going to come up in March, and that is, again, I've added in a category for talk therapy, because that's, again, probably the number one thing that's helped me sort of deal with this transition process. And in addition to making sure that my own habits and behaviors and processes are strong and developing new ones, having an objective outlook just to kind of give you that extra sort of assistance and coaching is really invaluable. So there's that, and that's, again, worth every penny. There is a service that I'm going to be purchasing for my mom to help her kind of in her life, similar to, again, that coaching and assistance for her, and that's going to be 200. I have an oil change coming up, that's going to be 50, and then I need to go back to the dentist because while preventative care and a cleaning is included in the plan, which is fabulous, so I got x-rays and a cleaning included in my plan at no cost to me, which is great. The fillings are $174 each, so that's $348, and I'm going to round up to about $400 just in case there's anything else that comes up. I don't know if they had tax or service fees or anything like that, just to make sure that we are all set. So all in, that is $1,050. So almost an extra $1,000 this month. So it's going to be kind of a doozy. A good thing is that my tax refund is coming in, so that will help cover some of these additional expenses that have just come up. It's kind of like, blah. You feel a little bit, not defeated, but I wish there was more margin in my budget. I wish I could affect more, because even as hard as I'm working on the groceries and gas category, there's only so much you can do. So that's where things are right now, and I am doing what I can to move forward in the area of sort of household expenses, fixed costs. So when it comes to making extra payment towards debt for the month of February, I have not made anything yet with February's income from my side hustle. I am thinking that I probably will do about 60 was my plan, because I just wanted to put something extra to be in that habit of having something go every month toward debt, and stacking up those pennies. And the reason I'm not going to make a big significant payment is because I'm going to reinvest that money that I have in my business back into the business to purchase some inventory now that I have my wholesale license approved. That's the plan, to be able to grow that to a viable income producing model with as little effort as possible. So that's where it is for extra payment towards debt. I'm thinking probably 40 to debt and then an extra 20 to savings, which is not a lot, but it's something. And I feel like I'm building inroads. It's like I'm laying the foundations, and they may not be significant now, but I am trusting and I am believing that they will be significant in the future. So that's where it is on this Friday, March 1st. Happy March. Let's hope that March picks up. Historically, March has been a pretty good month for me. It's going to be a busy month. Tonight I have a rehearsal, tomorrow I have a performance, and a meeting with the group at church. So, and then we're supposed to get snow, so that may change plans. We'll see. But, and I have another performance at the end of the month, and I got a couple meetings sprinkled in, so we'll see where that goes. But for the most part, looking forward to it. I love this time of year. I wish better things were happening, but I have faith and trust that it's going to pick up soon. So thank you again for watching. Any questions, any tips or constructive comments, I'd love to hear them. And I hope that you'll keep watching. Bye.